Good afternoon, traders. My name is Sisengema from QuickTrade. We are about to do our technical analysis webinar. Please, guys, indicate if you can hear me. Someone started typing. Okay. See that? Hi, Raymond. Yo, long time, man. How's it? How is your trading going? Guys, Tapiwa, how's it? Gert, how's it? Sipo, Danjan, Sipo, this is your first time. And there's Fabio, Fabio Moretino, or Moretino. She's joining us for the first time as well. Guys, Sipo and Fabio, how well do you understand technical analysis? How well do you understand technical analysis, gentlemen? Are you new? Have you done any trading before? Sipo, you can just type a message there. Tell me if you are new or not, if you understand technical analysis. Fabio, you can do the same there also. Before I ask the guys maybe to start giving me their trade ideas that they have, or their trade setups they have that they would like me to have a look at. Guys, sorry, the email was never sent out yesterday, so that's why most of you could not join the webinar. If there's anyone that has anything that you'd like to share with us, please do send it forward, or send me an email. Send me a message right now and tell me which stock you'd like us maybe to have a look at, guys. Is there any particular share or stock that's giving you some issues that you'd like us to have a look at? Please let me know, gents. Guys, I want you to interact with me. I cannot just keep giving information without anyone talking back to me. I need you guys to work with me. I need us all to be interactive so that I can get the energy to carry on. Okay, Fabio, hi, he's never traded before. Oh, okay, that's perfect. Sipo and Danjana, my brother, please send me a message. I just need to understand your background there. Okay, Tapiwa has sent me something. He wants us to check ShopRite. Okay. I'm underlying that. Have a deep look at ShopRite, Tapiwa. Hi, Sida, please have a look at. Please have a deep look at ShopRite. We got a trade idea that's a buy, but the price is going down. Okay, we'll have a look at it. That could be because of the rand weakness. The rand this morning is actually taking a bit of a hiding. It's actually weakening against the US dollar. Currently, the rand is sitting at, I'll tell you now, USD ZAR is just above 12. It's at 1201. 1201 is weaker 0.54. percent. So that's actually a very bad. That's mainly the reason why we're seeing stocks like our financials and the retailers really taking a bit of a hiding. That's the main reason, basically. Okay, let us have a look at ShopRite. Okay, let's go back a few more years back. Sipo and Fabio, I'll explain to you the logic behind everything that we are doing now. If you don't understand, maybe towards the end, you may stop and just start asking those questions that are giving you some issues. I don't have a problem with you guys doing that. Okay. From the beginning of from the beginning of 2018 to the end of the first quarter, we achieved 14.44% on ShopRite. So I'm trying to check where ShopRite is likely to go from here. Okay, 204. That's really there. Supposed to be bought. Okay, let me check quarter to date. So that's interesting here. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm still looking at it. I will let you know what I think now. Okay, this is the first support that I see there on a monthly time frame. Last month was quarter end. Okay, sorry. March was first quarter end, and we had a negative. Well, I mean a negative month, and month to date we are down 2.6%. And let me check. If we do go down, I still have these levels that I mentioned a few days ago, a week or two maybe. I can't remember exactly. I said there is still a room. There is still some room for weakness on Shoprite to break down to like 228, 230 levels. I don't know whether I mean that is happening like right now. It's going to depend on a number of things. Is the rand weakening? Is the rand strengthening? What will happen next? And no one has any idea right now. But I mean, let's check with. Okay, let's mark this. We're going to mark this turning point here. Let's mark this area here. That area is a problem. 249, 250, I think is a big problem on Shoprite currently. I'll tell you what I'll show you what I'm talking about there. I don't know if you guys have picked that one up. I'm talking about the guys that have been attending our training for quite some time. Let me remove this one. This one is too far. Let us look at what is happening like right now. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the monthly quickly. Okay, I've marked the levels where I think we are likely to have problems. The main thing that we have to look at, we have to check our moving average. This stock is trading well above its moving average. Currently, it's just doing a sideways movement. So I guess it's going to be seesawing like that for quite some time. So I really don't have any issues with holding along on Shoprite, more especially if you are a long-term investor. But there is still a chance that Shoprite may still come down to 229, 228 levels before picking up. So if you are not scared of holding a stock for a bit of time, I think Shoprite still has some legs to run. I think it is still going to move higher. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this area here, let's change this to a line chart. You see here, we have this turning point here. We have another one here on the 1st of Feb. We had there's another small wiggle there. That was on the 22nd of Feb, and nothing here. We have another one. 250, I think is a bit of a problem area on Shoprite. If we take out 250, we are definitely going to move higher, but at the moment it doesn't look like 250 is going to be that easy to take out. Right now we are trading, we are right on top of our 10 simple moving average. If we get to maybe close below that simple moving average at the end of business today, there's a good chance that maybe when you come back on Monday, the stock maybe could actually come down to 237. To about 237, but before we get to 237, we need to take out 242.50. From there, we go down to 237. If 237 holds, we're going to maybe go back up again to 250. So to me, it looks like we are going to be trading in a range of 237 and 240 and 250. And 250, that's where I think, that's how I think we're going to be trading going forward. Let's quickly check maybe the shorter time frame. I just want to see what's happening there. Okay. You see, this area that we've just mentioned, that area of 250, we had a couple of times when we bounced around that area, and we bounced around that area again, I think here on the 5th. And today we've just hit that area. The main thing to pay attention to the first hour of trading, we were down 0.68%. We were below that, we were right below that resistance area at the top. We closed below the moving average, and the price started coming off. And the price started coming off. Second hour negative, third hour we are negative. We are now into the 4th hour of trading. And now into the 4th hour of trading today, I think the price is likely to come down here. I think we're going to have a little bit of challenge around 242, 242.50. But I mean, if we take this area out, we're coming right down to 237, 237.50. If 237, 237.50 fails to hold the price, we're going to see the price sliding a little bit more, maybe coming down to those levels that I mentioned, 229, 228, before we see the stock reversing and moving higher again. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to depend on what happens to the rand going forward. If the rand weakens a lot, maybe over the next, or even if it doesn't weaken a lot, even if it trades between 12 and 12.15, 12, 12.15, 12, 12.15, we're going to see some of these stocks really taking a bit of a beating. So for that reason, I think Shoprite is going to give us some real issues around 250. So I wouldn't really go in and buy Shoprite right now, Tapiwa. I don't know if that answers some of your questions. When did you get the buy on Shoprite? I think we had. Let me check. Tell you guys now. 19. That was yesterday. Buy 247. Okay, it was a buy at 247. It went up. Now it's coming back down. Yeah, guys, I don't know. That buy. And what is the stop loss? Let's check what the stop loss is. What is the stop? Stop is 240. Well, I mean, our stop is 240. It's just below that 242 that I mentioned there. If this weakness persists, we are likely to come down to 237 though. It's likely to come down to 237. Around 237, guys, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just wait and hope that it doesn't come down. That it doesn't come down to 237. Tapiwa, are you okay with that? Okay, that's 6. Tapiwa. Okay. Okay, let me start at the top, guys. Okay, Tapiwa high, please. Okay. Hertz on SLM, okay, it's fine. PIK, is it the right time to sell? I don't know. I will have a look. Golden banks. Okay, look, it's going short on ShopRite. Okay. I guess the stop loss 240, 42, 45. Okay. Okay, guys. That's what I have on ShopRite. Okay, let's try and get some of those questions maybe out of the way. Well, I mean, for a short-term guy, maybe if you are extremely aggressive at the first hour of trading, if you are using the 1 hourly and you know that 250 is your main resistance, that close below the moving average, that negative close below your resistance line there at the top around 250, you could have gone in and taken a shot, hoping maybe the price is going to decline towards maybe 242. If 242 fails, then finally down to like 237. Yes, you could have done that, but that's an aggressive approach because I mean, if you look at the daily is still looking like it's saying it's on a buy. We're only gonna know at the end of business today whether the day is changing. I mean the daily time frame, whether the daily time frame changing its mind, it's changing its mind, and it's now maybe moving with the bears or the sellers. We'll check that maybe later this afternoon. PIK, I will have a look at it and tell you whether I think that it's a sell right now or not. They released some results yesterday. I think those results were actually very good. I think those results were good. I didn't actually have a time to have a look at them. Pick and Pay is, I mean, it has been a buy for quite some time. The buy signal that alerted us to go long on this one was in November 2017, end of November, beginning of December, and since then it has been rising. Well, I mean, it's been coming up and down, but making higher highs this time. It moves higher. But I mean, the issue that I have with it right now is that area of 78, 78, 40, 79, 78, 50, 79 levels. I think there we have double top formation. We have a double top formation there. That's a possible double top. I mean, on a monthly time frame. So we want to take what the price does around 78. You see, yesterday it shot up to that 78. The high, actually, yesterday, I think the high was 79.88. And sellers came in. I think maybe they were selling based on this double top formation that we have here. So, but I mean, I don't think that is a sell yet. I haven't gotten any confirmation that it's a sell. I still think that it's on a rise. The only time I would want to short Pick and Pay is if it closes maybe below its daily moving average. But I need to be very close to these support, well, I mean, resistance levels that we have. Resistance is around 79, 76 between these two levels, 76.47 and 78.41 or 78.50. Around those levels, I think we have some massive resistance there. There's going to be a lot of sellers coming in and selling. Like if you check today, the high today is 78.49, and we said our target, our resistance around 78.41, 78.50 there. And after that, the price declined from 78. 49 highs down to where we are right now. Currently, the stock is at 76.75. So I think again there are sellers waiting around that 78.40, 78.50 area. Every time the price tries to move up there, they come in and sell Pick and Pay. So we need to wait for the breakout above that area. But it doesn't look very convincing to me. I think we're going to have a bit of a pullback here on Pick and Pay. Because I mean, even if we do take out that 78.50 that I'm talking about there, 78.50 and 79, we still have 83 or as our next overhead resistance around 83. I think there's going to be a lot of selling also around that area. So on this one, I would really sit on the sidelines. I'll sit on my hands and do nothing. But I mean, when it gets to 83, maybe that's when you can look to go short on Pick and Pay. I think that's the level where you can really try taking some shots on it. Okay. I don't know. Who wanted to know about? Okay, was it Tapiwa? Right time to sell? No, Tapiwa. I don't think that it is the right time to sell. No. Okay, let's have a look at SLM. First step, your monthly chart. SLM is above the moving average. It's looking, it's on a buy. The first buy signal I think that we got was in 2016. What time? When was this? That was early 2016, around March 2016, and it has been moving up ever since. It has been moving up ever since. So now let's it has been moving up ever since. So let's do this monthly. Okay, we have support around 78.47. We have support around 78.47 after a long tussle between the bulls and the bears around 80 levels. Now we're finally broken above our moving average, and we are looking a little bit positive. We are looking a little bit positive. But we need to check what happens at the end of business today. The run weakness is not really good for the financials, but right now it looks like SNL is is trying its level best to hold on to its gains over the I mean that it's acquired over the past couple of days. We are trading right above our 82 level. Resistance level there. It's not resistance anymore. It's now support. So if the price keeps above there, there's a good chance that we could actually move higher towards 84, 85 levels, and perhaps higher to close those gaps. Because I mean now we've closed the first gap. well, I mean, we just had a touch above that gap that we had a few days ago. This is the first gap, and the second gap is coming. It comes at around 90 and 86 or 87. We have a gap around there. I expect the price to maybe to go up and close the second gap, but that will depend on the market mood going forward. If the mood in the market improves, then there's a good chance that we are going to close that gap and move higher going forward on ShopRite. Let's check how the weekly looks. Well, on the weekly, we're below the moving average, but above these support lines or horizontal lines that we have there around 78.47. So I think we are likely to have an uptick still on this one. We are likely to have an uptick still on this one, although I don't like it a lot. It's been under a lot of pressure lately, so it hasn't really given me too many reasons to really want to hold on to it, Sanlam. But I mean, if you are long already, I think maybe the best thing to do is just to hold on, do nothing, just sit on your hands, wait for the price to move higher. I think it will move higher maybe at some point because I mean the market is not really looking that bad. Okay, Raymond is talking about the rand weakness. Raymond means a lot to us, the consumers, because I mean, if once you see the rand weakening, you must know that there is a petrol hike coming. The prices at the shelves are going to go up because when the inflation hits, it hits everyone. So that's the main reason, really. The weaker rand, I mean, like right now, means inflation because I mean, if you look at 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 the instrument or the commodity that causes us our imported inflation that we import is the Brent crude. The Brent crude has been rising over the past couple of days. If the Brent crude is not rising and our rand is not strengthening, it's weakening, that means that we're going to pay a lot for crude per barrel on a weaker currency. So that means that we're going to pay out more money. And when that crude finally gets to South Africa, we're going to end up paying a lot for our petrol. And once the petrol has gone up, I mean, the truckers are going to increase their prices. At the shops, they're going to increase the prices. A whole lot is going to happen because of this rand weakness. So that is not a very good rand weakness is not a good thing for us guys, basically. I don't know, Raymond, are you happy with that? Do you understand? Does it make sense to you? If anyone doesn't understand or doesn't get sense of what I'm trying to explain here, guys, please let me know. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's have a look at MTN and Lewis. First, Lewis. I think we had a look at Lewis, guys, yesterday. Didn't you have a look at Lewis Tapua? We checked some Lewis yesterday. That's Lewis on the monthly chart. Monthly chart, Lewis is above its moving average on the monthly. The first buy signal we got in early December. Sorry, late. Okay, end of January 2018, and in Feb we went up. Well, I mean 19%. March we're up 1.7, and month to date we are up 16.53%. We have resistance around 48.36. Around 48.36, we have some resistance there. Let's check the weekly how it looks. Let's see if we can get anything out of it. Well, I mean, we have support at 46, resistance at 48.36. But I mean, still looking like it wants to move higher. I see, but I have an issue with this range here between 48 and 45. I think if you go in and buy this maybe at 46 or 45.71, I think that's the right price. But you must be on a lookout for the price below the moving average. For now, the price is above the moving average. If it comes and it rests here on this line around 45.71, just above our moving average, and it doesn't close below the moving average, I think maybe one can still go in and take a long on this one. I think there's still some room for this one to run higher. I think our next key resistance is around 58, 57.50, 57.50, 58. I think that's where our key resistance is on this one. I think we are likely to see those levels maybe going forward, provided the market gets better. It doesn't sell off. If it improves, then there's a good chance that we could see this market really doing well going forward. Happy with that one, Tapiwa, everyone. Reg, everyone. You guys happy with that? If I'm long, I'll still hold on to that long. I haven't checked whether it's overbought or oversold. You can maybe use the RSI to check if it's overbought or oversold. As long as we are still above that moving average, I'm happy. Okay, let me check. MTN. Guys, I have a problem with MTN around 120. MTN, every time it gets to 120, I mean, there's an issue there. People start selling it off. So let's have a look at it and see what we can get from the technical analysis there. Okay, this line here that we drew from the monthly, you see every time it gets here, it leaves some tails behind. It actually started here in Feb, around the beginning of Feb in 2018. This bar here, you see when it got here, this was support. It left some nice tail and started moving higher. It came back down here or beginning of March around the 5th. It left this tail there and it moved higher and it turned around that resistance that we had there at the top, and we broke through that resistance. Those of you that maybe checked our previous webinars, they know we said that I think it was still trading around maybe 126, 125. We said that we were expecting the price to come down to 111, 112 area, and the level that we finally got was 110.63. It did actually come down to those levels, and people started buying it, pushing it up to 120. Around 120, there's a problem. 120 is a problem. Every time it gets to 120, we get sellers coming in and selling, MTN. Uh, if you look at yesterday's performance, the 19th, the price actually came down below that area that you're talking about. You see this tail here that we had here on the 6th of April, and yesterday again we had another tail here, and the price came down. So we want to see whether the price is going to close, have a daily close above 120 and stay there. But currently, the way this chart looked, I doubt we're going to see that happening anytime soon. We need a close above 120, a daily close, intraday touch, and all of that. I'm not interested in. I just want to see the close. It looks like currently it's trading between. There's a 5 rand range there on MTN. There's a 5 rand range. That range is 120 and 115. Every time it comes down to 115, buyers come in and push it higher. So a close below 115 is likely to take us back to 110, 111 area before maybe buyers come back in again and push MTN higher. So for that reason, I do not really think that MTN is a good stock to buy right now. I think there's still a lot that needs to be fixed in this stock as far as technical analysis are concerned. On MTN, there's a good chance that we may still come back down to 110, 111 area before we really see like a proper move up. So I wouldn't really touch MTN right now as a buy. I wouldn't touch MTN as a buy. I'd wait for it to come down maybe to 111, 110 area. Then from there, maybe I can start nibbling a bit. Okay, Tapiwa, happy with that? Are you long MTN? Tapiwa, are you long MTN? Okay, guys, any other share that you want me to have a look at? Tapiwa, you haven't responded there. Are you happy with the analysis? Is there anything that you'd like to add? Is there anything that you're not happy about? Let me know about MTN. But MTN for me right now, I don't think that is a buy. There's an SMS, there's an email that you got this morning on AMS. Let me quickly open it. It was AMS. I just want to get it to see what it really says about the levels there. I want to see those levels. Oh, why is it coming here? Okay. Okay, my system is still downloading. I'll check it now. Guys, don't you have any currency pairs that you want to check out? If you have any currency pairs, please let me know so that we can have a look at them. I think currencies right now are better than equity CFDs, to be quite honest. I think they're much better. There are so many opportunities there than here. Okay, we got a trade idea on AMS to buy it at 317. What is the level? 317 flat. 317 flat, and currently, let's check where it's trading. Okay, currently it's at 318.45. Yesterday's close was 320, and the low today was 310.53. The stop on it is 310.66. You could have been stopped out of this one. You could have been stopped out of this one, because I mean the buy is 317 and the sell is 310.66. Okay, let's have a look at it. AMS. Okay, before we move on to the daily. Uh, well, on AMS crossed below the moving average end of March, and month to date we are down 1.32. But I mean the price has gone down to 300. 300 is, there's a little bit of support around there. There's a little bit of support around 310. Oh, sorry, around 300 300 levels. So although we are below our moving average, I believe that the price is going to bounce off 300 and perhaps move higher to 350 and finally get to maybe 390, 400 on AMS. Let's check the daily. Well, I mean, yesterday the price crossed above the moving average, and it had just bounced off that 300 area that I've just mentioned. So if you want to play this one, make sure that you have your stop below 310. Make sure that your stop is below 310. Maybe have your stop maybe at have your stop at 309, maybe 95, 309.95, 309.90, because the previous day's low is 310.01. So that's where you should have your stop, just below yesterday's low. Your stop has to be there. Any maybe pullback towards 313, 314, I think is buyable in my view. I think those pullbacks are buyable in my view. You can go in and buy AMS if you're interested. The first target I'm looking at is 332.50. Let me see what the trade idea says. The target is 339.51. Well, my target is 332.50, my initial target. Then second target. Okay, let me check if this can confirm my target here. Okay, let's look at our current resistance. I'm going to mark it differently. Okay. Our first resistance around 320, 320 is around 321, 322. First target for me is 332. If we take out 332, we're going up to 350. 350. If we succeed in taking it out, then we're gonna move higher towards that 391, 400 level. So I think we have our first resistance around 321, 322. In fact, the exact price is 321.15. So that's where our resistance is. If we can get a close above 321, we're going to have the price moving up to 332 and higher. So this one is not actually a bad call. The only thing that maybe is not right with it, I think, in my view, is the stop loss. The stop loss has to be below 310. You can't have your stop loss in the range. You have to have it lower down. Okay, I'm done with with AMS. Let us now have a look at BGA. Didn't I check BGA? Okay. BGA. Okay, BGA. Okay, here on BGA, well, I mean, we had this high in 2015, and end of Feb this year, we hit that area, and the price started reversing. So this was indeed a double top. It was a double top formation, although the price went up for a bit, faking people that thought maybe the price had broken out above that 199 area. The price had not broken above 199. It failed to do that, and in March it went down 4%, and month to date we are down 5%. Let's check maybe our next support. This was supposed to be your support. It failed to hold, so now it's your resistance. Another turning point I'm marking is this one. This one here. And the next support is around 175. 175. I want us to check what happens every time it gets to 175. And another one at 170. Let us mark this one. I want it to be highlighted. Okay. Okay, we are still above our moving average. The first signal we got end of December last, end of November. Sorry, guys. End of November, December we're up 15%, flat in Jan, up 9% in Feb. March we're down 4, and the month to date we are down 5%. I think PGA is supported around the dotted line. You see this dotted line here? This is our support around 175.43, or you can just call it 175. And another layer of support, let me highlight it. Another layer of support is around 170 or 170 per share. So between 175 and 170, I think that's a buy zone. One can actually look to buy between those two levels. 175, 170, BGA, I think, is a buy. 170, 175, it's a buy. Let me check the message that we sent out the other day. I want to see what it says. Buy 181, stop loss 173. Okay. I'm worried about that stop at 173. I think if we have our stop loss there, our stop loss has to be below 170 or 170 there. That's where I think our stop loss should be on ShopRite. Right now we are sitting just above 179 83 support. There is support again here around 173. Let me mark this black. I'll mark it black. I think it's important. It's an important level to keep an eye on. Those are the three levels I'm looking at. I'm looking at a range between 175 and 174. That range, I think, is buyable. That's where one can actually go in and buy a stock like BGA. And right now, we are sitting right on our support at the top there, around 179.83. Let us now get to the 10-day simple move. Sorry, what simple moving average? 10-day moving average. Okay, okay. We hit 175 and we started moving higher. You see, we had a positive bar here. Let me show you. We had a positive bar here just above that 175.43. Following day negative, positive. We are above our moving average, and right now we are trading right on top of our 179.83 level there. Well, I mean that stop loss that we have around 173 is not an issue, but I mean I would have loved to have it just below 170, maybe around I don't know 160. 167 maybe, or 167.30, around there, but out of this range here, the dotted blue lines, out of that range, I mean outside of 170 and 175, I would have loved to have it there, because I think an accumulation zone. It's a buy zone. Every time the price, I think, comes back down there, I think buyers come in and buy and buy Barclays. After that, we can expect the price maybe to go and test our 184, 185 level. Currently, we've had a problem taking that area out. We are still trading below that area, so we're waiting for the day where we'll close above 184.38. From there, move higher, maybe towards 190, 198, 200 levels. So, I mean, it's not a bad buy, but I'm worried about the stop between 175 and 170. I would want to have maybe the stop out of that range, so that maybe if the stock pulls down, we don't get stopped out there. Okay, just 1 second. I want to check something here. Okay. Okay. AUD USD. Okay, let's have a look at it. AUD USD. AUD USD. Okay. Let me do the right thing first. The monthly. Okay, let's look for the levels here. Okay. AUD USD, in my view, it's a short. AUD USD, in my view, it's a short. Okay. Let's mark this area here. Okay. AUD USD, in my view, I think it's a short. The first short signal we got yesterday, we closed below our moving average there. We closed below our moving average, and also we closed below this horizontal line. That was our support area. Yesterday we closed below that line around 0.77531. We closed below that, and today we are down 0.31. Well, I mean, we are down a little bit more than that. I think the next level that we're going to come down to is this dotted blue line here at the top. I think we are likely to come down to 0.76600. I think that's where we are likely to go down to on uh, on 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 the stock on this currency pair AUD USD. From there, I'm looking at 0.76 200, 150, around those levels. That's when I think people can start maybe buying the Australian dollar against the US dollar. For now, I think it is still a buy. There's another area that I want us to mark here. There's another area that I need us to mark. We have a rising trend line, which is what supports my bias here, that people are going to start buying this lower down. This is the rising trend line I'm talking about. 2016, this is when it started, and the first time it formed this trend was here in December 2016. Tried to come down 2017 December. It hit this area, it went up, and now I think it's on its, how many? One, don't know if I can count this one because it didn't quite get there, but I mean, it was very close. Let's just say 1, 2, 3. It's tested this line 3 times. This time it didn't actually quite get to it. I think this time we're going to come down very close to our rising trend line here, the thick blue line. I think we're going to get closer to that thick blue line. From that blue line, I think that's when buyers are going to start coming in, buying the Australian dollar and selling the US dollar. So for now, I think if you are in shorting the Australian dollar and buying the US dollar, I think you are good. The target I'm looking at is 0.76600. If you go lower than that, I'm looking at 0.76 150, 0.76 200, and even 0.7600 flat or 76,000 flat. I'm looking at those areas on the AUD USD. You can get that. Well, I mean, 0.76, Fabio, is not a bad level really. Around those levels, yeah, you can actually go in and take, or wait for the bounce of that 0.76. Once you've gotten your confirmation that it's a bounce, it's bouncing around that support, horizontal support area and trend line support, which is a rising trend line, then you can go in and take a long, hoping that maybe the price goes up to 0.81 at the top there, right at the top there. Maybe 0.8 to 0.81. I think that's where the price is likely to climb towards going forward. So that's what I am looking at. And another one is the US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, before I do that, Let me do this. Let me check how the monthly looks once more. Yeah, we are very close, eh? Yeah, we are very close. The only issue is that we are below the moving average, but I mean, below the moving average, very close to our trend line support. So I would disregard the moving average in this instance because I mean, I think support levels take a priority in my view. If you are very close to your support level, whether trend line support or just a nice horizontal support or horizontal resistance, I think those take priority. So those are the ones that you need to focus more on, not on the moving average. But once you've bounced off maybe that area and went above maybe your moving average, you can go in and take a long. I don't know if you guys are getting confused there, but I mean, that's how you should look at it. Support levels are more important than the moving average. You're welcome, Raymond. Now let's have a look at the USD JPY. Perfect, Fabio. Yeah, that's the right way to look at it. I mean, being patient and disciplined in trading goes a very, very, very long way. This is our support here. Supports. Okay. US dollar, Japanese yen, we are below our moving average. We went below the moving average end of Jan this year. And in Feb, we're down 2.88%. March, we're flat. And month to date, we are positive. We just hit our, okay, let me mark it. Yeah, it's a special area. Let me mark it by a blue dotted line. We hit that area of one. In fact, this one also is very important. Both of them are very important. 105, 105.40 and 106.31. Between 106.31 and 105.40, I think there's a lot of value there. If you want to go in and buy the US dollar, sell the Japanese yen, I think you can do that there. I like that area there. Let me try if I cannot get some rising trend line support there. I think there's something there. Okay, we have that rising trend line there. We haven't actually quite gotten to that line. We are still above that support area that we have there at the top. That support that I mentioned, 106.31 and 105.40. 105.440 and 106.31. That area is very important. That's a buy area. So I don't know whether we are going to be able to get to our rising trend line around 104 or 103.50, those levels. I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but it looks like it's important, and people should keep an eye out for it. Every time the price gets there, you must check what sort of price action you get. Here on the daily, okay, let me see the daily. Yeah, we didn't actually quite get there. Daily, the price dipped below for 2 days below this dotted line around 105.40. It went up on the 26th. This day we were just almost flattish, and the buy signal we got it on the 28th of March. After that, it went down for 3 days, and it picked up. It stayed above the moving average, the daily moving average, and it has been above for quite some time. I'm happy with this kind of setup. I don't know what's going to happen next. At the moment, let me show you where our resistance levels are currently. Okay, that area there is some serious resistance on the daily time frame. Let me draw another one here. I don't know if this one is going to be okay. Okay. You see where we are right now, we have a lot of resistance. We are supported around 107. Well, I mean, you can even call it 107 400 or 107.40 between those two horizontal thick blue lines there, the horizontal lines. I think we are supported there. Every time the price comes back down there, I mean, buyers come in and push the price higher. So we need to close above that 107.750. We need to close above that 107,750. If we get a daily close above this horizontal line here, above this horizontal line here, let me mark it above this horizontal line here around 107.75. Let's just call it 75. If you get a close above that, then it's likely that the move higher is going to continue, because if you look at it, we are trading above our moving average, and every day the price is pushing higher. But I mean, if that doesn't happen, I think we are going to stay just above 107,400 for a bit of time before the price finally decides to break out of that 107.75 there. Then from there, you can take some longs on the US dollar against the Japanese yen, expecting to see maybe 108,600 to 109,500 or 600 there. I think the US dollar is likely to strengthen against the Japanese yen over the next couple of days, given the technical picture that we see, and the yields that have been forever rising towards the 3% area. So that is actually very favorable to the US dollar. So for those of you that are interested in buying anything against the US dollar, you must also keep an eye on the yields. They've been improving a lot lately. So in my view, I think US dollar JPY is a buy, but you have that overhead resistance around 107.75. It's very important that you keep an eye on that one. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a great session. Thank you for the submissions that you made. Oh, okay. There's another one that you wanted us to have a look at. It's USD CAD. Okay, let's quickly have a look at it before we wrap up. Oh, okay, okay. Perfect, Raymond. Perfect for letting us know, big guy. Thank you. Our support levels here. Okay. So those are our support and resistance lines that we have here on the USD CAD. Okay. Well, I mean, USD CAD went above. It went above the, I mean, the monthly moving average in Feb. But the problem is that our moving average is pointing down. It's not flattening out or turning or anything like that. So I'm not really happy about that. There's another area. Yeah, this area. Well, I mean, those are too close to each other, I know, but I think maybe it's important for us to put it in there. Okay, the USD CAD looks like a buy also to me. We have this support around 1.25300 or 1.25312. It supported, hit that area, it went up, and yesterday we went beyond, we went above our moving average. We went above our moving average, and today we are down 12 basis points or 0.12, which is not a lot. But I mean, we have some overhead resistance nearby. That overhead resistance is at 1.27209 or 200. That's where our resistance is, and our support is at 1.25400. Going forward, I think that we are still likely to move higher on this one. We just need to break the falling trend line that we have here. From there, I think this currency pair will likely move higher. That is the falling trend line I'm talking about. Okay, that's the falling trend line I'm talking about. We just need to take it out. Make sure that we take out that overhead resistance at 1.27209. From there, I think the stock is going to trade between 1.27209 and 1.2900 or 1.28898. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm positive that this thing is likely going to improve and move higher from here. Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, that's it for the day. We're going to wrap up around these levels. But I mean, if you still have more questions, you're more than welcome to ask. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow between 10 and 11:30. Please make sure that you prepare, you look at some stocks. If there is anything that you're not too sure about, write it down when we do our technical training tomorrow morning. Make sure that you ask me about those so that I can check and see if there is anything that I can assist you with there. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great Friday afternoon. Cheers.